Hello everyone, Nigel with you, Nigel's Model Invention. Here we are back now with pack 65 and 66 of the Lancaster Bomber B.III, the Dambuster version. And here we go. So, in this video we will cover packs 65 and 66, which are basically the engine nacelles for our number 3 engine. Is it number 2 engine, sorry. So, here we go. In the last one, if you remember, we redid the hinges on this wing panel here, so these doors are all fitted now with the new hinges, so that's all good. Here we've got the parts. We'll have a look at those in a minute, so we'll leave the light off and we'll have a look at the magazine. So in here we should have this nacelle, the intake, the shroud, an air intake and a couple of screws. Here we have all the contact information for Hachette. Should you want to get one of these, there's a link in the description below the video. Go take a look at that. So here we have, this is the assembly, this is how it's going to go, so it's not a lot of work in this one. Lancasters were not always able to keep up with the action. A common sight in eastern England during World War II was a motorcade carting away sections of Lancasters for repair. So you can see there, there's sections, there's a fuselage there, there's a wing, another wing, all on these RAF transporters that Airfix used to make, if you remember. So that's an interesting little dive for you. Carpet bombing. Never a nice subject, but although incredibly destructive and a potent demonstration of Allied air power, carpet bombing was far from being a war-winning strategy. And there's Dresden. Enough said. Sir Arthur Conyngham. Conyngham was a mastermind of tactical air power who revolutionised cooperation between Allied air and ground units. So there he is. And unfortunately he was killed in 1948 in an accident. He retired from service. So he did all this and then died in an air accident. So at least he was, hopefully he was piloting the aircraft, and then at least he died doing what he wants to do. LL-85 JIG, you can see JIG, was a ton-up Lancaster that flew with number 622 Squadron during World War II, notching up 123 missions and surviving. Blimey. You see their tailplane or elevator has been shot to pieces there. Wow. Okay, and then coming to issue 66, we've got the other side, so no doubt we'll put the other side together and then mount it around the engine. So what have we got in here? Let's as we usually do, we'll start off by putting the light on so you can see what we're doing. And we will get this box of goodies open. Put the box to one side for recycling. Empty out the bits that are in here. So always recycle your cardboard, guys. And we've got all these little always sealable bags, which are great to get the parts out of them. And then we've got a little bag of screws here. Get these out. There we go. And then again, recycle that bag, we can use that again. So we've got 2 screws, 3 bits of plastic and a main shroud, so that's great. So what we're going to do here, we're going to fit this shroud. Make sure you get this the right way around. You can see the way the pins go. And you can see the way the shroud's going to go. You can see when you look at it end on how it's supposed to go. Okay, so that's going to basically pop into there. I don't remember if these need gluing or not. There we go. Yeah, it doesn't need gluing. There we go. So that's on. That's the heat. The flame damper. That's the word I was looking for. And then that's that. We're not going to use any of the other bits, because basically if we put the cover over there, we'll be prevented from fitting that screw, and this won't fit on because this is basically going to go on and hold the front halves of the nacelle together. So that is it for pack 64. Let's grab pack 65. Sorry guys, I just said let's grab pack 65. This is actually 66. We just looked at 65. 65 was the nacelle intake, and that was that, and the flame dampener. So let's have a look in the magazine for 66. A little bit of creased on there, not to worry. So here's all the details, all the customer stuff, and then there's our bits and pieces. There's our flap there, there's our flame dampener, another air intake. And then coming over the page, okay, that's our assembly work, and then we've got the Lancasters in action. Woe Bessie flew with number 463 Squadron, an Australian unit formed in November 43. air power in the falaise pocket. There's a king tiger there, been or is it a panther? Sorry, it's a panther. Wrecked, had its turret blown off. A terrible scene of war there, awful. And there we go. So that's it for this one. So let's go back to the beginning. As usual, we'll get our box of parts. Check all our parts are there. Move our box to one side for recycling. There we go. Let's get this open. There we go. So that's going like that. So we've got main nacelle, 3 pieces of plastic, so we know we got all that right. So we're going to once again fit a flame dampener this side. Again, we'll get the light on for you. Make sure you get it the right way round. You can see the way these pins go. Okay, so you can see the top. This is the top as you look at it like this, because as you can see that it's going in, it's sort of closer together at the top than it is at the bottom, so the pins are angled in such a way that it goes together straight, just like so, and it should just clip in. And when I did the other side, I managed to break one of the pins off. There we go, that's gone in. Okay, and then it's telling us to fit. You can see we've got an L in here and an L in there, so you know we're right. No, you know we're correct. I could confuse you. And that just clips in there, no glue required. Apply a little glue if necessary, but there's nothing required. And then the least glue we can use the better, because if we do have to take any of this apart to get the motors working, whatever, then it's best to not have it all glued together. So that is going to go onto that pin there, and that's quite a snug fit. Okay, so that's that, and then we're going to turn the page, and then we're going to take our engine here. We're going to fit the engine, so we'll get the D shape lined up on the spindle and get that fitted in there. These wires are going to come sideways up here. And then this is going to go on here. Where are the locations for it? So basically that's going in there. Okay, it just basically falls on in the correct position. Right, now these exhausts have got to go through these slots in the side. Hey, sorry guys, to interrupt there, the battery went on this confounded bloody camera. Sony ZV-1, wouldn't recommend it to my worst enemy. Absolute garbage. Right, it doesn't charge. They say it charges while it's filming, it doesn't. And the battery life is just random. So I'd hate to have it like using it out in the field and be trusting the life of the battery, because one minute it's half of what it is the next. It's crazy. Okay, so that's all going to go together like that. We're going to sandwich this in here, make sure that pin lines up in that hole, just like so. Come on. We've got a big connector inside there, which I don't know if you can see. I'm going to make sure that lines up. And then get this to line up with its peg to go together, just like that. Okay, we've got to make sure those exhausts are in their holes, and they are. And then once that's done, we can take a screw from the last pack, pack 65. We can insert that into there. And tighten it up. At the back end, they suggest you glue together. I would suggest just tape it in case it has to come apart again. Alright. And then we're going to fit this intake over the side. This is the carburetor intake. The big intake at the front is just for the water and oil coolers. That flap could be moved, adjusted how you want it. Okay, and then we're going to come over the page and we're going to fit the main intake to the front. make sure everything is pulled together, and then you've got 4 pins on there, you've got 4 holes, and that's going to keep all that in one place. So there we go, you can see that just pushes on there. I'll make sure this side lines up. There we go. And you can see everything is snapped together, nothing is glued. And then if we do need to start taking stuff apart, because we need to deal with, you know, propellers or stuff like that, then we can. Everything's all still movable. The engine's not glued to that. That's not glued to any of this. It's all just take apartable again. So there you can see. So what we'll have a quick look and just see, will our prop run now? And the answer to that is no. What if we put a prop on the front of it? Oh, yes, we've got a slow running prop. I think it's eventually going to slow down, is it? Let's give it there you go. So it does work. So maybe the nacelle helps to outline everything. So there we are. So we end on a positive note, and we'll just, while we're here, we'll just do our undercarriage jobby. So we'll make sure we switch that on this time, unlike we did last time. And we'll plug this into here. Make sure the plug's the right way around. Plug that into there, and then we can hold this and we can undercarriage up. There we go, undercarriage down. There you go. Again, these doors very, very floppy on these new hinges. They're sort of just sat there just in the middle of nowhere, really. Of course, it probably didn't help I'm the wrong way up. If I had it the right way up, like this. Now it doesn't want to go down. You see, this is the problem. If you do find this, it doesn't want to go down. It's because these doors are so floppy, they're able to get tucked under these little lugs at the end. So it may be worth cutting those lugs off. I'll have to have a look. But as we can see there, it's come up, but the doors don't actually shut properly at all. See what the doors are like there. So yeah, it is what it is. Right, I would say probably these hinges are a touch long because they're actually holding the doors away. I don't know why they didn't make the hinges sort of that wide, so it hinged at that point and that point, and then you wouldn't have this problem because it would all be supported. There's clearly been some design issues, I think, with this one. But anyway, there we go. So that's that one there with its undercarriage all up, all ready to go. So I will see you for Park 67, which is going to be next month now. So it's going to be May. This is April 2025 right now. And in fact, it's April the 16th, April the 16th. So in Pack 67, we're going to be building another propeller. Okay, so it's worth bearing in mind as well, we've got these props. If you remember, we built them with new parts because they had different splines and stuff on them. They've still got different size splines on them by the look of things. It looks like this one won't fit on this. Oh yes, it does. Sorry, that one fits on there. Can I get it off though? Will this one fit on there? Yeah, that one feels like it's probably a bit tight. So it looks like they've got different splines. So there we go. Right. I will see you all back next month for 67. Thank you for watching. Bye for now.